Hello, my name is Thomas J. Baker, and this is the Table Candle Skills Bonus. What is Skills Bonus? We go over skills that we create for our role-playing sessions using Hero Builder. In Hero Builder, you can create anything you want, and one of those things you can create are unique skills. And this skill is specifically designed for making a Ravnica, Magic the Gathering kind of feel. It allows you to draw the mana around you and fuel your powers. Magic the Gathering and Ravnica is owned by Wizards of the Coast, and when I decided to run a Ravnica game, I realized that I had to make sure that the Magic the Gathering aspect came through. So I created a skill called Mana Tap. When you create a skill, you have to consider two things. The very first thing is what the stat is and what the mechanic is. So the very first thing I had to do was the stat. Now the stat was rather easy. I just chose to do all the stats and tie each stat to one of the colors of magic. When I play Magic the Gathering, it ties to 5 different colors of magic, although there are 6 stats, so I made one of the stats colorless. Once I figured out that if a player wanted to draw red magic, they would use their strength, or if they wanted to pull green magic, they'd use their constitution. I then had to go, well, what is the actual dice check? It has to be specific. So if they made a certain amount, they were able to use any of the dice they passed. For example, if a hero rolled a 20, they could use a 1d8 or a 1d6 or a 1d4. Now that I had that in place, I also had to continue making it feel even more like magic. For example, if the hero can only really pull green magic very effectively, they can pull that magic from a red area. But if they were to use their strength in that red area, even though they don't have the bonus, they will be allowed to get the 2 dice instead of just the 1 die. It adds 1 die if you're matching the colors. Yay! Now that I had that all set, skills are free in combat. So it has to have some kind of downside. So the last thing I did was I looked to Magic the Gathering's history and I found it. Mana Burn. Mana Burn didn't really work in the card game, and for good reasons they took it out. Yet the concept and the flair of it and the beauty of it and the flavor of it was so potent, I still like it to this day, and a lot of people kind of like it. So I added it to the role-playing aspect, and here it really helps balance out this crazy skill, Mana Tap. So if the character does not use all the power points they gain from the skill, they are hurt for the amount that they did not use. For example, if they use a power for 5 power points and they got 6 power points, that last power point they did not use hurts them at the end of the turn. Now that I had a nice wonderful skill that was nicely balanced mechanically, I made sure that I could do a lot of great things, but I had that one negative on it. And the negative should never be too big. It should make sense, and it shouldn't make anyone go, I'm not going to use this skill. So just keep that in mind when you're creating your own skills. I highly recommend looking up Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica. You can get on D&D Beyond. If you want to get Hero Builder, the PDF, it's on our site, www.thetablecandle.com. Leave a comment down below, like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching. And as always, have a great day, you wonderful hero you.